Well, Conor, thank you so much for chatting with us. Last time I got to chat with you, you were obviously in a different shirt, and it was a rainy night at Stamford Bridge. Now it's still a bit cold, but a lot sunnier here in Madrid. So, how's the settling in process been? Still settling, or do you feel kind of like a true Madrileño now?
No, I feel really good. I feel settled in the club. Everyone at the club has made me feel at home, and it's been brilliant. Of course, it's been difficult at times. The first few months to, play as many games as possible, and still learning the language and learning the new teammates and loads of stuff. But no, I feel very settled, and I'm really happy.
I was going to say, how's the language coming along there? Because I remember when Kieran Trippier was here, we spoke to him and he was like, yeah, still haven't got my grasp on it. But then you look at Jude, who's literally ready to do interviews in Spanish now. Where do you fall?
I'm definitely nowhere near Jude yet, that's for sure. I'm more on Kieran's Spanish, I think. I'm still at the beginning. There's been so many games, so slowly learning, but I will pick it up soon.
Yeah, of course. I heard you're a fast learner. We know it was obviously a hard decision for you to leave Chelsea as well, because it's much more than a club. It's home. You are a London boy too. So what was it about Atleti that, attracted you to want to come play here, and especially in La Liga, minus the sunshine?
Of course, it's a massive club, one of the biggest in the world. And I feel like the style of play, how much I felt wanted to come to the club, and everything really. It just seemed perfect. And yeah, I'm really happy with the decision. I'm really grateful for the opportunity and for the club wanting to sign me, and hopefully I can continue to help them in many years to come.
And how much of it also was just the opportunity to work with someone like Diego Simeone? Because again, I've spoken to Kieran before, Julian Alvarez, to Mateus Cunha when he was here, and the word that they used, or the phrase that they used to describe him, is like, he's like a mad scientist, but you want to buy into what he's putting out, So for you, what's that experience been like? Is he feeling like a mad scientist?
A little bit, I suppose. No, he's a brilliant person, and an amazing manager, of course. And it's an honour for me to work for him, and I'll always give my best whenever I'm told to play. And yeah, he's helped me a lot since I've come in, and hopefully we can continue to work together.
How has he been different for you from other managers that you may have worked with in the past?
I feel like at this stage of my career, I'm not really a youngster, you can say. So I've kind of at the stage where I'm kind of hitting my prime years, you can say, and kind of he treats me like a man, whereas before I was kind of maybe not so much. I came through Chelsea as a young boy, and I went on several loan moves, and I was always a young player trying to develop and improve. And now I feel like I've grown into a man, and I've developed. Of course, there's many areas to improve and develop, and that's what I'm trying to do every single day. But yeah, I think just him treating me like a grown man, you can say.
I have to ask though, how do you guys communicate? Is he getting onto some Cockney rhyming slangs, or what's it like, a bit of Spanglish?
No, we need a translator for now. But there's many people in the club who have amazing English, so it's no problem at all.
I remember we had interviewed him after one of your earlier games earlier on this season, and the word that he used to describe you was intense. Like he said, from training, from how you play, from the energy that you put out there, and it was kind of surreal hearing that coming from Cholo Simeone, because if it's one person that embodies intensity, it is him. So does your intensity match his? Do you feel like it was just, as you said, a kind of perfect fit at this time in your career?
Yeah, I think so. You can see the type of players he likes and he needs in his kind of system, and I think it fitted me perfectly. So that was one of the decisions why I felt it was a a perfect move for me, and hopefully I can keep improving and helping him as much as possible.
One of the things also he said about you is that you make this club better. Do you feel like that too when you kind of got into the team? It was just kind of easy to buy into his style, because we know Cholo is someone who doesn't really like to stray from his style of play at all.
Yeah, of course. But no, I understood how he played, how the club played, and I was prepared. And of course, I've been here for a few months now, so I've learnt a lot. Like I said before, there's still things to improve and learn and understand better, and in time that will come.
What's been your favorite moment so far? And it's been a short stint, but surely you must have one already.
There's so many already, to be honest. There's been many great moments as a team, last minute winners and stuff like that, and of course scoring a couple of goals. And I'd have to say one of them. I'd say the first goal for the club. Hopefully some more.
Yeah, I think that was the first time an Englishman has scored for the club in about a century,
yeah,
which is absolute scenes. Obviously, that wasn't Kieran's job to do, but I'm sure he would have liked to have done that too. But
yeah.
You mentioned the last-minute goals thing too. You guys actually, I think, have quite a few. You love a last-minute goal, a last-minute winner if you have to.
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Because you have 12 so far this season and we're just about halfway through. Is that something does something click, I suppose, in the second half, or is it something that you'd rather work on and maybe take care of business a bit earlier on?
To be honest, I think we'd rather just be winning the game before, but
for life.
Yeah, exactly. But it's probably the best feeling when you score right at the end and get all 3 points. And yeah, I don't know really. I don't know why it's happened so many times this season, but it has. And yeah, I think it shows great character and great teamwork as well. So yeah.
How much of it also comes down to maybe the halftime talks from the manager? A little bit of a hairdryer treatment?
Yeah, it must be. It must be. I think, of course, something else is the players come in from the bench who have had great impact. I think that's very important as well. And yeah, maybe the team talks as well at halftime.
And you now have 11 wins in a row in all competitions. So you're on quite the hot streak as well. You're heading into this next game now against Barcelona. It's a bit of a top of the table clash, but you guys in a favourable position, with a game in hand, 38 points each. What do you put this current streak down to? Do you think things are finally clicking how you want them to?
Yeah, it seems that way. I think the whole team are very confident. We have a great understanding of the way we're playing right now. We're very organised, and going forward, I think we are, like you said, it's kind of seemed to click, and we've scored many goals, and we're playing well together. So hopefully this can continue. Well,
with Barca now, they're in a bit of a slump, if we could call it that, but they still are so dangerous going forward. You look at the likes of Rafinha as well, who's scoring for fun. Lewandowski's always going to be a game changer too. How do you guys stop that? How do you nullify that threat there?
Just by preparing on the training pitch and making sure we're ready. The whole week we've been preparing for the match, and we're aware of their threats. They have, of course, top players, and they're an amazing team. So we're expecting a very tough match, but we're very excited. Is
it helpful to maybe target someone, or is that not usually the game plan?
Well, to be honest, with a club like Barcelona, they're all top players, and we just have to be as prepared as we can be.
And then, as I said, it's a top-of-the-table clash. You guys do have a more favourable position with a game in hand. Real Madrid, of course, on your backs as well. Does this kind of feel like one of those season-defining games, if you will, almost like a cup final before a little break?
Well, it's obviously a massive match, but it's still fairly early on in the season. There's a long way to go, but it's a massive game, and we're excited.
Another one of your teammates too, who really has become a Mr. Atleti, is Antoine Griezmann. What's it like playing with him? Because he's someone who, like I said, has become synonymous with what this club represents too.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I didn't realise maybe how good he was, to be honest. I knew he was an amazing player, but playing with him and seeing what he does and how easy it seems to look. It's a pleasure to watch and to play with him. So we're very lucky for him to be on our team.
And someone else who you've gone up against before is Julian Alvarez, of course. Has it been helpful having someone making the transition as well from Premier League to La Liga, or did you guys not have that much communication, say, before?
No, it does help. We often have a joke or speak about what happens in the Premier League still, because obviously we both played there for a few years in the last few years. It does help, and he has a little bit of English as well, which sometimes can help me as well. So, and he's been brilliant this season, and I'm sure it will continue.
What would you guys consider to be a successful season? Of course, because I'm sure your expectations may be slightly different, say, from Antoine's as well. He's been here for a long time. He's gone through the ups and downs of the club. You're still new, feeling it out, finding your feet too. But what would success for Atleti be this season?
I think looking at it now, it would be the aim is to win the league, of course. I think that would be the target for every season with a club like this. And, we've had a good start. We're in a good position right now. And as the manager says, we take it game by game. And, we'll see what happens.
When we talk about La Liga, you always just talk about Real Madrid and Barcelona, and then Atleti, Girona, we saw them try and make a nice run for it last season as well. How far off from consistently competing with those two do you feel you guys are?
Well, of course, like you said, I've only just arrived, so it's kind of hard for me to say. And from the outside, it always seemed that Barcelona and Real Madrid were the two top teams, and Atleti were the next biggest thing you can say. But of course, we've won the league a couple of times in recent years, and I don't see why not. We can do it again. So it's very exciting for us.
Love that, the confidence. We know that you've become such a fan favorite here. The Atleti fans are very passionate fans, and they definitely love, like I said, the intensity with which you play. You're still a massive fan favorite, of course, at Chelsea, considering I live 10 minutes away from Stamford Bridge. I do know that. They're now, when you look at them, 2 points off the lead. Does that surprise you, or do you feel like from knowing what you left at Chelsea, that it was maybe just a matter of time before things started to click there?
Yeah, I think so. I think the way Chelsea ended the season last season, it was we were winning many games, and the team had a lot of confidence, and they brought in some more players. The manager's seems to have been brilliant, and they're performing very well. So it doesn't surprise me, and I'm very happy for them.
Would you still stay in touch with some of the guys there and how they're feeling?
Of course, I have friends there. Friends that I grew up with in the academy and all the staff as well. So yeah, of course.
And I have to ask you too, because like I said, we work closely with Chelsea too, and a lot of the fans almost feel like you were hard done when you left. Did you leave with any lingering feelings like that, or were you just ready for that new challenge?
No, I was ready for the new challenge. I think I've said before, it was the best thing for both the club and myself, and it worked out in the end, and everyone's happy with the outcome.
And then finally, I have to ask you a quick one also on England, because obviously Thomas Tuchel is coming in. Is it beneficial for you to have been able to work with him before? Because as you know, back home, there was this hullabaloo with him being German and whatnot. But the fact that it could actually probably play to some players' strengths like yours, and what was probably one of the better traits that he had as a manager that could help you now for a national team.
Yeah, firstly, he's an amazing manager, and I think it's brilliant for us and for him. And he's a really friendly guy, and he loves football so much, and he's great with players and with his staff. So I think it'll be brilliant. And yeah, of course, it's nice to already have that working experience with him. The short time it was, but I think he has an understanding of me as a player and as a person. So. That's of course a good thing.